Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Colossal Con 2017 with Mr. Sam J. Jones. How you doing?
Good, we're here. It's my first sort of anime crossover, so it's exciting, it really is.
All right, so how did you get started in the world of acting?
Well, I was playing Marine Corps football many years ago and decided to leave and try my luck in the NFL. It didn't quite work out. Same time I read an article about Clint Eastwood, 1977, that inspired me to go to Hollywood and give it a shot. And that was 1977. And here we are 40 years later.
It sounds wonderful. So you're best known for playing Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
How has it been these past years for fans knowing you for doing this role?
Well, no, it's wonderful. I mean, the early years, it was always my age group or my children's age. Now, of course, the Ted franchise has opened up another age demographic, my children's age, and it's wonderful. I mean, look, it's always a blessing to get a job in the movie industry, even a bigger blessing if it does well, that project. And number three, if there's any type of longevity, and evidently Flash Gordon has been labeled in that category as a iconic, a cult classic, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, it's wonderful.
Our other three members of the group were actually were like, wait a minute, you mean the Flash Gordon? And they all freaked out.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So it says in your bio that you happen to be a veteran, as you talked about, of the U.S. Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Do you feel that some of that training has helped you with your career in film and television?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The military has probably taught me a lot. Same as martial arts, martial artists. It really, the military and the martial arts teach you to sort of not fight when somebody deserves to be headbutted or slapped, verbally slapped as well, or reprimanded. Usually if your training is proper, it teaches you to walk away or diffuse a situation or try to build somebody up with words, even though they deserve to be taken down at times.
Well, that's actually a very good thing to hear about, that it gives you that discipline and training to diffuse things.
I mean, anybody can beat somebody up, big deal, but a lot of people don't consider the consequences. Maybe this person that so-and-so wanted to fight, and maybe that person that's having the issue, that maybe he's going through a tough time. Maybe he went through a divorce. Maybe he lost a member of his family. Who knows? Maybe he just lost his job. So we got to be very particular in who we engage. In who we engage these days, especially road rage.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got to make people laugh. I think is probably the best way to do it.
Laughter's the best medicine.
That's it, yeah.
Alrighty. So it says in your bio that you happen to be into the film about the Greek mythology and the Golden Fleece. How's that project going for you coming forward, that you're going to be working on a film about Greek mythology?
Greek mythology. Well, the name of the movie is Enter the Fist and the Golden Fleece.
There we go. I'm
sorry. Okay. No, it's okay. It's a comedy. I mean, I'm thinking, does it have some Greek mythology? Probably. I was just on it for a couple days. It's quite unique. It's really over the top. Sort of a camp, making fun, a parody on the 1980s kung fu movies. Anybody who was ever a lead in a martial art film in the 80s, everybody except for Jean-Claude Van Damme. However, his daughter is the female lead in this, the Bridget, yeah.
Alrighty, so it says in your bio that you're a part of your community back in LA, giving your time to your youth football and charity services. What was it like to winning the Outstanding Citizen, Courageous Citizen of the Year award and the Star Sapphire Halo award from the city of Los Angeles?
Well, I mean, that's just something that happened. I just happened to be in the right situation, the right timing, at a place where a restaurant was being robbed. Armed robbery was taking place. I walked in after it happened and sort of accidentally almost bumped into the robbers. I didn't know who they were. I was going in. They were coming out. I just saw the reaction of the restaurant owner and decided to follow the guys in my truck. I got their plate number, turned them in, and evidently they were really bad guys. They were wanted. The law enforcement had been looking for them for over a year. They had murdered a high school star student, and they were going around to all the local businesses, pistol whipping the employees and making them open up the safes, like the ice cream parlors, you name it. So I was fortunate to go in and testify and make sure they were accountable to their actions. So they gave me a Courageous Citizen of the Year, which I just think it's everybody's duty. I mean, someone asked me, aren't you scared of retaliation because there was a gang affiliation? I said, scared of what? I said, this is my community. This is our community. We live here.
Yeah.
Well, we have to put a stop to operating in fear and ignorance. And, so, and hopefully they've seen they've been cleaned up. Time in incarceration should do that. And if they get out, hopefully they'll able to lead a better life,
Alrighty, thanks so much. That sounds wonderful that you were able to help out your community. Yeah. So going back to Flash Gordon, what was it like to have the British mega hit Queen band be the performing band for the soundtrack? I mean, when you think about how that they wrote the entire thing, how was that like? What was it like on set and stuff like that? If you got to hear the music while on set.
Well, no. Usually the bands, if they're not actors in the movies, the band comes in many months after production. So we never met the band.
Okay.
But no, I mean, not only did they compliment the movie, they brought tremendous value to Flash Gordon. Yeah.
But I mean, was it like hearing that when you saw the full film put together?
No, I mean it helped make the movie. Matter of fact, even the younger generation who have not seen Flash Gordon but are trying to refer to the movie, that's what they say. They'll say something like, that movie that Queen did the soundtrack to, which is kind of cool. I mean, it speaks for itself,
Alrighty. Now, a little known fact about you is that you were back on the dating game way back in the 70s.
That's right.
What was it like when it originally aired, and how was that response when you were on the show?
Well, I was told that's what really introduced me to Dino De Laurentiis. The story is his mother-in-law was watching his mother-in-law was watching the episode of the dating game I was on, and looked at Dino, looked at me, pointed and said, "Hey, I believe that's your Flash Gordon right there." So that got me into his office. That kind of got me into his office, and the rest is history,
So when you're looking for a lady, you never know what to end up in acting.
Yeah, and I lost the date, by the way. I mean, I wasn't chosen, as one of the bachelors,
Alrighty, now, are there any upcoming projects you want fans to know about at this time?
Yeah, we did a film last year called Accelerator. I got to play a really cool hitman. Did a psychological thriller called Head Games, and then I did over-the-top comedy spoof called Enter the Fist and the Golden Fleece.
Yep.
And then, of course, we've been doing a documentary for going on 3 years about life after Flash. I'm serious. I'm hoping we could film this documentary for the next 10 years plus, because you never know what you're going to capture on film. It's amazing. But I think the producers want to go into a final cut, maybe. We'll see.
Alrighty, now, is there a way to keep up with you on the internet, and a final message for all the wonderful fans?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Life After Flash is the social media, and also Sam Jones is Facebook. Twitter, I think, is @real Sam J Jones. Does that make sense? Yeah. @real Sam J Jones. But and as far as what else?
A final message for all the wonderful fans.
Yeah. Well, look, I tell everybody, anybody who's interested in wanting to go to Hollywood, become an actor, director, or part of the film industry, just make sure that you have a second skill set or a second degree. Seriously, I mean, it's common sense. It really is basic common sense, because it's not so much about Hollywood jobs or movies or TV. It's about provision. So we have to pay our bills, and so no one really shared that information with me in the early years. So that's what it comes down to, is making sure that you are able to pay your bills and not be hamstrung, and have your freedom diminished by, I've got a week to pay my rent, otherwise I'm evicted. So you got to eliminate all that, and you better have steady work. Yeah.
All righty, well, thanks so much for coming out and talking with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Cameron, appreciate it. Yeah.